Hey folks, Good Guy Glenn here, and today is Sunday, April 14th, 2024. I'm currently on my 34-hour reset at the Loves in Bastion, Virginia. And I just finished having a meal at the Downshift Diner across the street. And had a shower this morning here at the old Loves. It's a nice Loves, surrounded by mountains. I like places like this. Doesn't get too crowded or too silly. You do have people who can't park here, but that's like a trend, as we know right now. The sun is just hitting my hood just right to reflect in my eyes. We are currently delivering from Ohio, Sydney, Ohio, down to Salem, Virginia. It's a live unload tomorrow at 09. I'll be leaving out of here at 04. I got 80 miles left to run down to Salem from here, and I'll be showing up early, and with the hopes that they unload me early. But if they don't, they don't. I'll just stage there and wait. But it's better to go and try it out than, like, what am I going to do here? You know what I mean? At least if I'm there, and nothing can happen, so to say. But I gotta be honest with you, lately, it's been very annoying that I've been getting late live loads. I show up early and they won't take me early. Or a live unload like I had the other day, and they wouldn't take me early. It's a weird situation, you know what I mean? I understand rules is rules. And this one coming up tomorrow is going to be a pain because there's lumpers involved. And we know how much I love lumpers. This whole entire, like, kiss light in my eye, messing up my video. I'm a little bit worried that my load may have shifted on this one. We're hoping and we're praying that it didn't, and the lumpers aren't going to have a conniption about it. But I'm dropping a video that explains how the load may have gotten shifted, so you can check out that video. But today, what I really wanted to do was I really wanted to talk to y'all about freight and what's going on, and Western Express and the like. I see a lot of you complaining in the Western Express group about this company and about freight and about sitting. And then I went and I check out and I read articles and I watch videos on what's going on in the freight market right now. And there are mega carriers right now laying off 1,200 drivers. Megas, bigger than Western Express, that can't maintain enough freight for their drivers. Western Express is still doing the thing where they're hiring people at orientation every week, filling seats, because drivers leave at an drastic rate at this company. But it's getting, right now, a lot of companies are freezing on hiring. There's too many drivers out there, they're saying, and it's dragging down the freight market. Honestly, at this point, I think you got to be happy that you have a job, whether it's at Western Express or not, because things might be going on a downturn in trucking. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but from everything that people are saying, companies are not hiring, having a hiring freeze, and in some instances, even laying off drivers. Some companies are laying off, you know, dispatchers or DMs. And that says something about the market right now. And some of you are going to say in the comments, because you all do, you always do, I'm not for sitting. There's plenty of freight out there. Okay, dude, that's fine. But you know what? I watch the news and I do read, and freight is down right now. The economy is down right now. And we're in a down market for freight and in trucking in general. If you're doing great, mazel tov to you. that you're doing great, and I pray that you continue to do well and you can take care of your family. But chances are you're just a troll and you're probably sitting at a truck stop waiting for a load to come in. Reading a lot about owner ops being forced out because the megas can do it for so much cheaper. And you got to wonder if that's the plan. If you recall, a few years ago, there was an incident, we'll call it for YouTube's sake, and everything was closed down. Or was it? Governments were closing down your local mom and pop shops, restaurants, stores, your local deli, but you could still go to Walmart or Target or any of those big chain stores. They were still open, and you could still do your shopping there. You gotta wonder, why is that? Why were we trying to push the mom and pops out of business altogether? So it's an odd question. And then they conducted this thing where they tried to say that there was a driver shortage. There wasn't enough truck drivers. And that was never true. There was plenty of truck drivers. There was probably too many truck drivers even before this incident happened that was driving freight prices down. But during the incident, a lot of companies, the megas, were following the rules that were set down and closing down and not open for business, or making their drivers do physical things that they didn't want to do to their bodies. My body, my choice, right? And the mom and pops, the owner operators, weren't doing that. And they were getting through, and they were hauling the toilet paper, the bottled water, and all that. And they were making a lot of money. And there were owner operators that in 2020 and 2021 were paying off their trucks in 1 year, making tons of cash. And then there was the mad rush for all these people to join up in trucking. And programs were released for individuals to get their CDL license through welfare or unemployment. And even I got my CDL license through a veterans program where I went through, qualified, and got my CDL license. So I'm not saying it's 100% a bad thing, but what I didn't realize at the time, because I wasn't out here talking to truckers and I really didn't know a whole lot then, was that the market was becoming oversaturated with truck drivers. And that leads us to where we are right now. There's just too many people out here driving trucks. There's too many people from other places here driving trucks, just in general. A lot of people were lied to because social media stars put out videos glorifying trucks, saying you could be an owner-operator and you can make $1 zillion out here. And as we've discussed in the past, you can indeed make money out here. It is possible. But you're not going to be a millionaire your first year out trucking. You know, your first year, you'll be lucky if you make $50,000. But some people don't want to hear that. Some people want the big money right away. So they come to a company, and when they're not making the big money, when they're sitting because they're not proven drivers yet in a downturn market, they get upset. And they say things. And they think that they're going to go find another company that's going to give them 5,000 miles a week and pay them 75 cents a mile. And it's just not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen that you're just going to get that job right now. And right now, local jobs are very hard to come by as well. Local companies are holding on to the good drivers that they have and having hiring freezes for the time being. And your mom and pops that everyone seems to think is a great idea once you get your experience, those companies are, they're heading for extinction, folks. Who knows, if these things keep going the way that they keep going, if we get 4 more years of Biden, you're not going to have owner-operators or mom and pops. It's going to be all megas. That's the only people who are going to be able to afford to stay in this business. And how do you think the megas are going to treat you? You think you're going to get treated great at any mega you go to? It's a job. That's the way it is. It's a job, and you're disposable. Because the minute you leave, they'll reseat your truck that day. You're not a special snowflake. So you can complain and you can bitch at your DM. And you all act like you get things done. But some of you will just continue to sit. And you have to ask yourself, why are you sitting? Well, one big thing I've noticed with kids who sit is that they deny loads. The other day, I was in Alabama, which is a notorious no freight out load, no loads out area. And I got a load for 147 miles to, you know, Atlanta. And I took the load. Actually, I don't know if it was Atlanta. It was 147 miles, the load. I took it, and then I got a pre-plan like that, going out of there to somewhere else. And then I've just been rolling from there. Sometimes you have to take the bad load to get to the place where the good load is. And if you say, no, I'm not going to take no 147-mile load because you feel like that's beneath you as a driver who's been driving for less than 6 months, well, then you're not going to get that next load that's going to be 500 miles. That's going to be out of Atlanta or wherever you end up. So it's all a matter of perspective. This is going to happen no matter what company you go to. Am I saying that, you know, some companies are better than others? 100%. There are companies that are better than other companies. You're going to get treated better at certain companies more than others. But ultimately, at the end, you're your truck number, man. You're not whatever your name is. You're your truck number. And that's it. So keep that in mind when you think you're just going to jump ship and just go run to the next, you know, local job. And some of you are. Some of you are going to go to another company and it's going to be gravy. But right now in a downturn market, I'd just be happy to have a job. And I am happy to have a job. And things get tough out here. Things get tough doing OTR in general. And a lot of you look at this, I've said this in the past, this is a lifestyle, not like just a job. A lot of you came into this just thinking you're going to make money. And you all want to go home every weekend and all that mess. But like me, I'm doing a 34 out here in the middle of like coal country, Virginia. I'm not home doing a 34 because I'm sitting on a load. And I ran out of hours. And that's the way it works. You drive till you run out of hours. Then you have to reset and do a 34 to get your 70 back. I'm not home. I'm nowhere near my home. How would they get me home? But y'all don't think of it that way. Y'all think of it like, well, if I'm going to sit for 34 hours, I see what you write in the comments. If I'm going to sit for 34 hours, I'm going to sit at home. All right, leave your truck, go rent a car, drive all the way home, and then drive all the way back. I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to do your 34, and it's probably not going to be at home. So, it is what it is. We all have our hard times out here. I wonder daily what I'm doing out here. I'm not saying I'm a super trucker because I'm far from super trucker. And I don't want to be a super trucker. I just want to come out here and I just want to do my thing. I just want to drive my miles and I just want to find what I'm looking for and then take the next step. Whether that's continue to drive OTR or go to wherever the next plan takes me. But you just got to keep a positive mindset on it and know that this is your first year trucking and we'll all make more money as time goes on. You'll move to the next move. Stop being impatient. Stop thinking after 3 weeks that you're a super trucker and that you deserve 65 cents a mile. You got to work your way up. When you start off in a union, you're an apprentice. And you do your apprenticeship and you slowly build up your pay until you make journeyman rate. And that's the way it works everywhere. I know for a lot of you, this is your first time having a job. But I'm telling you, cursing off your DM, cursing off your company is not a way to stop sitting. Being humble and being grateful for when you do get something. And then a lot of you got like, you know, chips on your shoulders about that. I'm not going to be grateful for that. You should be. Because they don't have to give you anything. And they can reseat you if you don't want to be there. Remember that. Go to the terminal and look at how many kids are in that orientation class waiting to take your truck. And then, while you're sending your message over your tablet to your DM, rethink that message. And then when you're sitting there for 3 days and you have no load, and you're asking yourself why, think back to that message you sent. You think maybe that had something to do with it? You think maybe if you used a little bit more tact, and you were a little bit nicer to your DM, and you didn't complain, and you were just the person who took the load even though it was only 100 miles, or maybe it was 200 miles empty to get you to somewhere that had good loads going out, maybe you think if you just did that with humility that you'd get more loads? It's possible. But you could do it your way, and you could see where it gets you. Anyway, as I always say, love your family, love God, say your prayers, take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, eat a yogurt and a banana every day. Smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell so when I drop another video, you get a notification. And once again, this is Good Guy Glenn. Thanks for watching.